I want to say iconic, but I feel like I need a word even more than that.
Yeah.
It's on another level.
True.
It's so funny.
Howdy, Meowers. Welcome back to the BlushCat podcast. My name is Mimi, and hello, plli. Welcome back. This is part 8 of the PLAVE episode.
Yo, what up, everybody?
Oh, no. Whenever she says yo,
It was the only thing I could think of besides saying yes. So...
You never know what one you're gonna get.
So, what... Yes, let's go.
Okay.
This is like, who did that in
Bamby.
a recent live stream? Was it Bamby?
Yeah.
That like literally just like could not. It was
Yeah.
like, I'm supposed to be speaking right now. I don't know. I have no clue what to possibly say.
Yeah, and
That
we love
happens
it
to
when
me.
Bamby does that. So maybe people out there love when you do that. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just not my, like, it's not my direction is what I was gonna say. You know, like, I'm not planning to be hosting, and so I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know.
Okay.
There's just something about it.
All right, well, we're talking about PLAVE once again. Like I said, this is part 8 of our PLAVE specific episodes, and if you have been following along, thank you. And there's more where this came from, okay? So we just can't help talking about PLAVE. And you might be thinking, you just talked about PLAVE because they had a comeback not that long ago. Well, guess what? We have seen more PLAVE live streams, and that's what we're talking about today.
If all of their live streams weren't so incredible, then we wouldn't have to keep doing this.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, we can't not talk about these.
Yeah, so I will say the quick disclaimer right now. I guess, like, I don't know, disclaimer sounds like it's something serious, but it's not. It's just that,
A forewarning.
yeah, we have seen so many live streams, and we were kind of, going through and picking out the ones that we were going to be talking about today. We're going to be covering mostly recent ones, but we realized we have actually seen so many that we don't think we've ever talked about on the podcast before. And it's not like we ever made this pledge that, oh, we're going to talk about every single PLAVE live that we've ever seen. But still, like you just said, Devin, they're all so good that it's like we could talk about them. There's something to say. So I don't know exactly what ones we're going to get around to covering today, but I'm going to assume that we're mostly sticking to the recent batch. And then at some point, if you remember to subscribe and just stay meowing, you can just catch our PLAVE live conversations in another PLAVE episode.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a roundup episode maybe at the end of the year.
Oh.
PLAVE live stream roundup, ones that we didn't get to talk about at some other point maybe.
That's
I don't know.
not such a bad idea. Maybe we'll do something like that, or maybe just whenever we feel the urge to talk about PLAVE publicly, we'll do another episode. I don't know how this is going to work.
It's just going to be really tough because by the time we're going to do another one, we're going to have a whole bunch more live streams to talk about.
I know.
And so like how are we ever gonna cover them all? But some of them, like, trust me, you guys, some of them, like, the concept is like, how do we not mention that one?
Yeah. And if we do get around to covering them, there is a chance that we will have mentioned things that happen in them in other episodes or something like that. Like, we can't exactly remember every time we've referenced a PLAVE live, because not only do we have all of the PLAVE episodes where we're specifically talking about PLAVE and a live might come up, but we might talk about something that happened in one of them in a comeback episode, or just a random game that we're playing or something like that. So I don't know. If things get repetitive, sorry, you're just going to have to deal with it. But hopefully, if you're a plli, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're a meower, you should definitely be enjoying it. because
Absolutely.
hello, you made the decision to subscribe and become a Meower.
Exactly.
Okay, so what we, initially planned to do this live stream episode for, like, why are we doing it now? We kind of had the idea that we were going to be covering their World Cup streams, so we're going to start there.
Now, if you're not a real plea, you might be like, World Cup streams? What is that? I am subscribed to them on YouTube, and I watch their live streams, and I didn't see any live or World Cup live stream.
Yes, well, that is because PLAVE had a special collaboration with NAVER CHZZK, a special like channel that is like exclusive to Korea, I guess you would say. And so PLAVE did 2 instances where they live streamed their reaction to, or like, their live viewing of 2 of Korea's matches in the World Cup.
Like a watch party. Like they got
Yes.
to stream the World Cup, and they were like all there together watching it with plea.
Yes. And so we are going to talk about both of those lives right here, right now.
First things first, I'd like to say there were no English captions.
True.
Because, well, we were watching it live and it was on this random site.
Well, I mean, the official site. We watched it on the official site.
But I mean, like, it wasn't. Is it their Weverse now that has live captioning?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying we watched it on a random site. I'm saying the site, I don't think does that. It was all Korean. But yeah, so there were no English captions, but thankfully all of the soccer terms are in English already.
Okay.
So like, you get the vibe of their energy, and then you're like hearing them and they're like, oh, offside, a corner kick, penalty, and you're like, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, I know what they're talking about. And so
Yes.
it wasn't that much of a problem.
It really wasn't. I think that it was actually such a good time, and I loved the vibes so much. It was like, I knew once they announced that they were going to be doing this, that it was probably going to be a really great time. So that's why I was like, we need to make sure that we can tune in and see this. Like, it'll be so fun and memorable, because Pentagon, I had seen them watch a soccer match. Like, we all, like, Universe and Pentagon all watched a soccer game together, football, and that was really fun. And like, when groups do things like that, it's just like a moment you kind of want to be around for, if you really feel like you're part of the fandom. But if you missed out, it's okay, don't feel too bad. It's like, I'm really talking it up here, but like, it's okay, we'll talk about it now, and you can kind of live vicariously through our discussion.
Yeah, the vibes were just so good, and like, I don't have any desire to watch soccer matches or the World Cup at all, but watching it with PLAVE was so good. Like, I would have watched more, if they had also streamed the other one, like the not the third match, the second match.
Yeah.
I would have watched that as well, gladly. Like, it was just really good, and really like, like, there's this sense of community, you're like, we're all gonna watch it together. And it was just, I love their outfits. I love the outfit change. I love the face paint.
Yeah, I mean, so you're just getting right into it. But like, yeah, all of those things were so good. I loved the face paint. That was excellent. And I love how, okay, so the first time it happened, it was on June 12th, and it was just Noah, Bamby, and Eunho. But then when they did it for Korea's third match, that was on June 25th, and all of the PLAVE members were there. And so I love how they gave Yejun and Hamin a moment to, like, have the devil wing So not to say, devil wing. But to have that styling, because they didn't have it the first time, and the second time they streamed, everybody's styling was different. So that's like another shout out there. Like, yeah, like the styling was different for both times.
True.
They went the extra mile there.
Yeah, like it wasn't like we're showing up to the next game in the same outfit, it was it's a lot of realism there.
Yeah.
Not very realistic when they all of a sudden poof into a different outfit halfway through the game, but
I think that it was really fun just knowing that it was all happening right then and there, and it wasn't even necessarily just a bunch of plea that were watching the stream. There were people just looking for the soccer game.
World Cup locals,
yeah,
if you will. Yeah.
And so PLAVE, they had some great commentary on the game. Their reactions were really funny. It was disappointing that Korea couldn't, come through for that second stream that PLAVE did, so we didn't get more group celebrations. That would have been really fun to see. Instead, it was kind of like mass disappointment. But maybe in another 4 years they will do some more World Cup streams. You never know.
They better. I was really glad that the first game did turn out well, so we did get like some moment of celebration and cheer.
Yes.
And I really liked the music.
Yeah.
The music celebratory vibe time that they had.
Absolutely. That was iconic. And they even had lunchtime. They were having their snacks.
They mocapped the ramen in the first stream. I loved that. First time really seeing them holding their bowl.
Yeah. And just the banners and the clap cheer that everybody knows and loves. Just, you really got into the spirit of things. You really did.
And everyone was saying, Eunho, his commentary, he seemed once again, it's not like I was understanding everything he was saying, but he seemed like he was the most knowledgeable about what was going on, and was sort of saying to the other members and to plea.
Yeah.
And I really liked that.
Yeah, I did like that. I also really enjoyed how everybody just came together to really appreciate the goalie.
Yeah.
Because he really was outstanding. He was outperforming everybody. I'm sorry. I'll say it again. He was just doing such a good job. And even PLAVE were like, wow, how awesome is this guy doing right now? It was so especially in that second live stream for Korea's third match, they needed something like that to boost the energy of the game, and so he was really hard carrying. So shout out to their goalkeeper.
Yeah, the difference was crazy when I saw that clip from that match the other day. It wasn't a Korea match, and the goal that they showed in the clip was a person pretty close to the goal, and the goalie standing right there, and the ball kind of just slowly being kicked in, and I'm like, are you kidding me? This is the goal, and the goalie doesn't even seem like he tried to stop it. Meanwhile, in the matches that we were watching, it was a kick, and it's launched, and the goalie's like, no, not today, and I was like, yeah. It was so it was so hype. It had so much energy. It just the games, in terms of goal attempts, I feel like it was very exciting.
Yes, that is definitely what you want to be seeing.
Yeah.
So it was a good time, and if you like PLAVE sports content, we actually did a K-pop sports recommendations episode kind of recently, and so if you're watching on YouTube, I'm putting a card up there, and so you can go and check that episode out to hear our PLAVE sports recommendations, because they have actually done a good bit of sports content and like sporting type of activities and live streams and Let's Go episodes and stuff like that.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. Okay. So now, where are we going to jump to? Should we go backwards?
I
think maybe we should.
Okay.
So we'll talk about their Japanese review, their Gyaru experience from the June 16th, 2026 live. And this one we just watched. We just caught up with this. I saw a little bit of it when it was actually going on, but we watched the whole thing. And so yeah, general notice, maybe we should say that at the beginning of these episodes, but I mean, it's kind of obvious, is it not? But I was gonna say, like, we are gonna be spoiling things. Because I mean, we're talking about what happened in the lives.
We're spoiling every single thing that we're talking about is full spoilers. No spoiler-free moments.
Yes. So
if you weren't caught up on the World Cup, sorry, but that was like a couple weeks ago or something, those games. So I mean, what are you gonna do? And I don't think you can. Maybe you can rewatch the VODs for those if you go onto that site.
I think that you can, like,
Okay.
PLAVE's lives. I think that if you go back to the NAVER site, you'll still be able to see them. But the whole concept of this live was kind of for two reasons. One, it was a year since their Japanese debut, which, let's take a moment to appreciate Hide and Seek.
So good. Really, just
seriously, it's such a good song. So good. The music video is so good. The performance video is so good. Their live performances are so good. Styling, yeah, so good. Okay, so there's that. But also, this whole Gyaru concept is absolutely huge right now, blowing up in Korea because of, and now, okay,
this is your moment.
This is my moment, and I'm probably going to say it in a way that
moment.
People don't want me. What?
Your DKZ blockbuster moment? Oh, you're not mentioning that. You're just saying in general.
Oh, in general.
Oh,
yeah. Like,
I was saying take your clout.
I mean, we'll probably talk about them because they just did a remake of a Kara song. Oh, so maybe in our July comebacks episode, I can talk about that. I don't know, but Risen. Some people probably pronounce it Risen. In Korean, it's more like Risen. And so I've been trying to figure out, like, how you're actually supposed to just casually say their group name if you're speaking English. But I don't have any reference point for that. So I'm kind of going with some blend of how it's written in Korean and, like, English pronunciation. So pardon me if it's really bothersome. But that's what I'm going with.
There are so many names, I feel like, that we pronounce one way for a good chunk of time. And then it's like, oh, apparently we're supposed to say that. Like, remember how we used to always say EXO?
I feel like that didn't last that long, though.
Oh, well, maybe not. But, like, it's like, it's not EXO, it's EXO. Yeah. Even though it's like BTS, NCT. Like,
yeah. So Risen, they got very, 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 very popular in Korea, and it, like, is stemming from YouTube channels of the members and members' appearances on other YouTube channels and stuff like that. And it's a very big thing. It's really funny. It's very iconic. It's just this entire moment that's happening, and I love to see it. Me and you both have some history with this group, so yeah, we were there.
We were
there.
Technically.
Technically speaking. But anyway, so that's like the other reason why PLAVE decided to do this concept.
Because it's big
of a
right
stream.
now.
Because,
not because we were there.
No, because Gyaru is a big concept in Korea right now.
Yeah.
Thanks to Risen.
Kind of works out
for like
perfectly.
The most part. It's because of them. Yeah, it did. So in general, the stream, like, it took a lot of turns, I would say. And it was kind of more on like the casual side of what was being done, but the chaotic side of what was being said. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
the activities
if you watch it, yeah.
were relatively mellow, but it was very bold. It was a bold stream. And really, my main takeaway from this, if I have to say one thing about this entire stream, it's that Bamby's outfit, when they switched to the rooftop.
The rooftop. Yeah. not the rooftop.
No, not,
okay.
not
I'm like,
the gym, not the gym
okay.
outfits. Although those were such a vibe. Like, I'm sorry, like I've been watching a lot of animes recently, and just like that is the vibe, isn't it?
Okay. I mean, sure.
So yeah, that was all well and good, but no, like the Gyaru style pinkified outfits, Bambi specifically was so absolutely iconic. I don't care. I will wave my Bambi flag and wear my Bambi shirt. I don't care. You can call me a Bambi bias all you want, but I will say what needs to be said, and I will say how unbelievably iconic his outfit there was.
You know what's really funny?
No.
I loved Noah's.
Oh,
like literally,
yeah,
I wanted to say it
was
so much.
Really good too.
I was like, this is gonna be so obvious that I like it, but like, I love it so much, and I kept thinking it, and I wanted to say it so much, and you know, you're always like, oh, Noah's your bias, and I'm like, oh, Bambi's your bias.
Yeah.
But Noah's outfit, oh my god, I loved it so much. The arm warmers, the like length and fall of the pant legs at the bottom, the pinkness of the pink. Oh, I loved it. But Bambi's was good too.
Generally speaking, they were all good.
Yes, they were.
But it's just like Bambi's entire aura, absolutely top tier stuff.
Okay, yeah, sure. So that's your takeaway of the entire stream?
That's my takeaway, yes.
Wow. Okay. I just want to say that the gotcha part, hilarious.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Literally so funny. What were they doing right before the gotcha part? Was it just the photo thing? Or was there something in between?
No, I think that it was just that.
Okay. The photo part was pretty funny too, but terrifying. But the gotcha part, like, they were just being so funny with the rigged machine. It was just like, it was just so funny.
It was.
It's kind of funny because I feel like the talking part at the beginning started to get slightly, I don't want to say tame, but like, you know, before they switched to the activities, the talking part had kind of mellowed out a little bit, but then it just, everything went whoa, whoa, whoa again. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. But that is a good point. I kind of did want to do that. I don't think we have time for it today, probably, but I was thinking it would maybe be fun to do what they did and look at the first half of 2026 in terms of PLAVE and pick out like our favorite lives or stuff like that. But it would probably have to be more of an event if we actually wanted to do something like that. But I like how they did that.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
it
was nice.
Fun to hear their perspective on the lives. I mean, for the most part, like a lot of them were just looking at the view count.
Yeah.
But
I'm like, it's most memorable. Like, which one stands out to you? Like, not best. It's just, which one do you remember?
Yeah, like Bamby and Hamin's takes were more like in my mind, like it seemed like that's what I would be thinking along the lines of, and it seemed like they were actually picking ones that stood out to them.
Yeah, I love that Hamin wanted to say the ballet one, and that one stood out so much to him, and then they realized that it was,
I mean, and Bamby too, both of them.
Right, but I don't know, did he want to officially say it as much? I can't remember.
It was both of them.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
But like the fact that wasn't in 2026, like I was right there with them. Yeah. I was like, that is crazy that was that long ago. Like it really didn't seem like it. I'm like, we are all on the same page here. It was memorable and iconic, and there's no way it was that long ago.
Yeah, like it stayed so relevant.
Yeah.
They reference it all the time. So that was a fun concept, and I did like hearing about the other things that they had been enjoying.
Yeah.
That was a fun concept that they did that, but it ended so abruptly. We were confused. Like, I don't understand if we missed something or what, but it just seemed like it cut off.
Yeah, I was like, did they cut out a part of this episode or something? It was jarring. I was confused.
Yeah. And like they didn't even finish the chart thing. It seemed like there was blank space.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, we weren't watching the live. Maybe something did change, but I don't know why it would still be so abrupt.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing it. They're like, okay, next one, next. And they're like, so next we're going to go onto the roof.
Yeah. So that was definitely, I would call it an experience.
Definitely.
Like, they called it that, and I would agree that it was one. But another stream that was absolutely an experience of a lifetime, if you will, was the June 2nd stream, the Asterum Water Festival, PLAVE's equivalent of Water Bomb. This stream, I do think we mentioned it. Maybe it was in the mid-year favorites, or maybe just somewhere along the lines it came up, but I'm pretty sure we have mentioned it on BlushCat somewhere already, because it is just that good.
I honestly didn't even know what to expect, but I try at this point to just be like, well, if they say they're gonna give me that, then I guess they're gonna give me that, you know? Like, if they're gonna somehow do a water festival, like, I guess that's going to happen. And happen it did. Not exactly as I would have expected it, but a lot of what I expected, and then some stuff that I never could have expected.
Yeah, you know what? Very true. All very true. Just there were so many highlights that I'm struggling to you know, like, what one do I bring up first? Do we bring up the obvious of the DJing? Like, that's we brought it up somewhere in the context of the DJing. But Noah was the DJ at the second half of the stream, and yeah,
it was kind of like a show and prove moment. You know, it was like Noah was like, yeah, sure, I know how to DJ, and the staff is like, oh, you do? Okay, then you can DJ the water festival. And he's like, yeah, sure, I will. And then he goes there and they've got the full DJ booth thing for him, and he's like, I don't really remember how to do any of this, but I'll do my best. And let me tell you, it was kind of just playing a song.
It was kind of just playing a song, but also, like, okay, well, shout out to, like, the friend or whatever that lent them the songs. That was a cool thing to do. But the mixing and transitioning of one song to another was so hilarious. Like, why are these the choices that you're making? Is it really, like, you know, you're really that rusty? Like, he kept being like, oh, I'm rusty, I'm out of practice and stuff. But, like, I would think that even I would be able to to make it flow a little better than that.
It was pretty crazy. And I loved the whole running concept that they had. Like, I don't know why, even if jump and run are kind of like the same word in Korean sometimes. I don't know why when Noah was clearly saying jump, like, everybody jump, because, like, that's what you would do, they were all like, okay, and then they all start running. Like, I really couldn't figure it out. I'm like, are they being serious, or is that, do we all know that the joke is that, like, they're supposed to be jumping right now? Like, I didn't really know, but it was just hilarious either way, because they were fully committing.
And, like, was great. It, like, obviously it was like the beach live, which we talked about in our original PLAVE episode where we did live streams, and that one was just so good. The vibes were amazing. And so this one, since it was at the beach, the vibes were the same way, and it transitioned, like, the time of day transitioned, and so just, oh, that vibe is just so good.
Yeah, like, the fact that they were outside, I feel like gave it a whole extra, you know, like the DJing aspect. It was a whole extra vibe.
And like Eunho still like had like he lit up the sparklers with his fire again, and like they brought that back, and they had the water guns and stuff like that. And I love how Bamby was trying to soak the DJ equipment. That was really funny.
The DJ, the like camera shots of the DJing were actually really good.
They were.
Like I feel like the camera shots looked so great. Like if you had it on mute, you would have been like, wow, this is a really crazy like festival that's going on right now. Yeah. Turn it off of mute and you're like, oh.
Obviously the bad DJing is what made it so good.
Yes.
Like,
so iconic.
Yeah. But we need to talk about Yejun, please.
Okay, because I was going to say I love how everybody had a very distinct and specific vibe that they were bringing.
Absolutely, yes. Yejun's vibe was just 24/7 nonstop energy, constant dancing the entire time. And it was so hilarious because, like, you know, the other members were being like, are you okay? Like, you have not stopped once. And it was so funny.
Like, it was kind of like a, like as if you had been cursed to dance or something, you know? Like, it was like, you know, like, come on, like, everybody go. And it's like, yep, still going, still here.
Yeah, because you could tell that everybody was getting kind of exhausted by the end of it. But yeah, they just kept going. And especially when they kept running, they were like, how long do we have to do this?
And then they were like all lining up and like going in like a relay sort of situation to run. Like, it was so funny.
It was.
Like, it was just, like I said, you know, there were parts, mainly the parts in the first half, that it's like, this is what I would have expected if I were to guess something. And then it really did get to a point where I was like, I don't think I would have ever expected that they were going to be like doing like sprinting laps while Noah was like hard transitioning from one song to the next at the DJ booth. And like, it was crazy.
Mary Pleasmith, like, what was up with that? That was so funny. But okay, the first half of the stream, obviously that was absolutely hilarious as well. And Yejun was once again hard carrying in that, because we have to talk about Lovesick. Yes, I believe that they just mentioned, like, in the, you know, the live that we were just talking about from the 16th, when they were doing the highlights from the first half of 2026, they brought up this iconic moment from this water festival live when Yejun and Hamin are doing FT Island's Lovesick, and there's the narration moment, and Yejun was like screaming and crying and rolling on the ground.
Okay,
that was so hilarious.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that part was so good. I have to rewatch that.
Yeah.
That's Yejun. Oh my god. When he full commits to sorrow, it is so unbelievably, it's just hilarious. And like, I want to say iconic, but I feel like I need a word even more than that.
Yeah.
Like, it's on another level.
True.
It's so funny.
Like, you
really
feel
good.
sorry for him. Like, he is just literally just the way he was constantly dancing in the second half of the stream, that entire section of that song, and you know, that other iconic PLAVE live when he did this at the beginning.
Yeah.
It's just constant wailing and just like absolute despair.
Yes, despair. It really is. It's incredible.
Yeah. So that was hilarious. But in general, the songs that they did, I mean, like, some of the songs, like, well, actually, I think I was familiar with maybe all of them but one or something like that. But they were the perfect vibe of song, and they did a lot of classic sounding songs, or like band sound, and so that's always a really good style for PLAVE. And it definitely had a good, like, I mean, I keep wanting to say vibes, but the vibes were so good this stream. Like, the beach atmosphere was well reflected in the songs that they chose.
Yeah. I didn't really, like, I wasn't really familiar with any of the songs, I don't think, but I do always appreciate and love how they will equally choose to perform their own songs in instances where they're going to be singing live, and then also do cover songs, because you never know what cover song they might pull out next, and it could be a really great one, but then also being able to hear their own music is really great too. So I love that they do both.
True, and you never know when they're going to bring out the trot.
Yes.
I also just, like, I can think of one more thing I want to say about this live. I want to shout out their conversation about the rides that they went on, the water activities that they did, and that horrifically painful water ride that they talked about going on. In my mind, I can kind of imagine what it was. I think maybe at some point I have seen a group maybe using what they were talking about, but I feel bad for them. They were just saying it was like the most painful thing ever, but it was really funny the way that they were talking about it.
Yeah, first when they were talking about it, I was like, oh, are they talking about like that? And then the more they were talking, I was like, oh, no, that wouldn't make sense if that's what it is. And like the more they talked about it, the more confused I got. And they're like, and then, you're getting dragged through the sand or something. And I'm like, wait, what? And then they're like, and then, you're drowning in the water. I don't remember what they were saying. But like the more details they were bringing up, the more I'm like, huh? What? What are they doing? What's happening? Like, I'm up, I'm down, it was crazy.
Yeah. So that was a really, really, really top tier stream.
Yes, it was. I forgot about some of those moments, so I'm glad you brought them up, because that was, wow, that was an experience.
Yes. Okay, now I think that just so we know that we'll have time, we're going to jump to the April 6th stream with Noah, Eunho, and Hamin. And this is when they did the Hung 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 duet training, and they played WASD The Adventure of Tori. And Devin, take it away.
Well, there was only one possible outcome after watching this stream, and it was that I needed to make another Plaving Games episode. So, if you're interested in watching Mimi and I play WASD The Adventure of Tori just like Plave did, you can check out our episode in my Plaving Games series on my channel. And
that's at Devin Christie.
True.
Subscribe.
Thank you. So when we played that, we had only seen this first stream.
Yes.
With these three people.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was our perspective when we played it. We will be spoiling possibly, like, we're going to be spoiling when they played it, and then we'll be spoiling when the next people played it, but also we might be spoiling how we played it.
Yes, exactly.
So like, make sure you've watched all three of these instances if you don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah.
But should we just say the other part first, the hung part?
Oh yeah.
Because that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
That I loved how the very first line of the song, Noah had like 15 notes for.
Mm-hmm.
For plea, he's like, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do this, 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 and then I would ask this, and then I would ask you to do that maybe.
Very me-coded.
Yeah. And then like it gets a little less specific, and then towards the end of the song, he's just like, and then here, exit out, no notes.
Yeah, that was really interesting though to hear about that. Like, I would like if they wanted to do that regularly for any of their songs, even old ones. I'd be like, wow, yeah, I like to hear this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like more Becky. It's like director's commentary sort of thing. I really like that.
Yeah. So that was definitely a good point. I like that they included it, but it was definitely kind of like it seems random to have that and then this game in the same stream, but only because the game took up so much time because they spent so long on it. I mean, like in general, it is kind of like random to have them both together. But so yeah, the game. Why don't you explain it a little bit?
So this game, basically the concept is you can have, 2 to 4 players, and they're all going to be randomly assigned one or more of the controls, WASD, to control the character Tori. And you guys got to just navigate down the path, collect up the coins, and get to the end. But like one of you can only walk forward and the other one is only going up. Like it's that sort of thing. So at first, Hamin, Noah, and Eunho were all 3 doing it. So one person had 2 buttons, and then the other 2 people each had 1. That was it was, they were struggling a little bit. So then they did eventually end up just having Noah stepped out, and Hamin and Eunho were doing it, and things got a lot more streamlined after that. But my God, the commitment. Yeah. They were so locked in. Like, I was like, did they even realize how long they've been doing this? Like, it was like it never even came up, like, verbally. No one was like, I don't think we can do it. Like, maybe we should just stop. Like, they were literally just like going. It was like it had to be done.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it was pretty great. So, but at this part of the live stream, we were watching a VOD and it has captions. The captions desynced. And so it was pretty crazy because it was like really confusing, especially because all of the commentary was like up, 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 right, left, up, left. No. Oh, don't do that. And so it was like, this is so confusing because like it's off, but like they're all saying, like they're repeating the same thing over and over again. But at the same time, it was like, if there's ever a place for this to happen, this kind of is the best place because it's not like they were having like conversations or anything. But yeah, I mean, how did you feel about it?
I thought it was great. I mean, like you said, I love the commitment. They're always like doing that though when they play games or when they do any sort of challenge or anything like Pikachu volleyball or the stork game. Like they're always like, we cannot stop yet. We haven't done the thing.
True.
And so I love that. But just like, yeah, it kind of was like we weren't even watching PLAVE do a live. It was kind of just like everybody was just there, and like, it's like the vibe of somebody is like in the other room and you're like walking in and it's like, hey, are you guys still playing that? And it's like, yup, still going at it. And so it's like, I don't know, the vibes were unique.
Yeah, like it's kind of like they weren't doing their job anymore.
Yeah.
They were just like, we were seeing them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one was crazy though. Like to make it clearer, they went 50 minutes over the regular length of live stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they were like, we have to, because they did level 1 and then it was level 2 for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah. But they did eventually do it. And another thing that I loved about this live stream is how quickly they stopped once they completed.
Yeah.
They really finished the level.
Pack it up.
Yeah. They finished the level and then it was just like, okay, done, bye.
Capture time, song, bye.
So funny.
Yeah. So yes, that was the first instance of them playing that game. But then on the April 9th stream with Berries, Yejun and Bamby, they ended up playing that game as well. And they also had the 2 berry information segment, which was a lot of fun. And I like the berries dynamic. That's a good one.
I do wish that they captioned the questions or read the question out loud. Because I had to try and like look up at the top, and then like thankfully a lot of the words I could just like sound out and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know what that is. But then for some of the questions near the end, I was like, wait, what was the prompt? And then they would like kind of say it and I was like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, so the game, the game, like the, WASD, The Adventure of Tori game, like you mentioned, when we, like me and you, played this on your channel, we had not completely seen this live, so we didn't see Yejun and Bamby's attempts at the game and hear all of the stuff that they were talking about. And actually, a thing that happened in this live was that Noah and Hamin scared them. Like, they made a surprise appearance in the live, and it actually did scare me. Like, this one got me because I was like, what is happening all of a sudden? Like, it came out of nowhere, and it was the kind of occurrence where you could not see Noah and Hamin, but they stuck around. I did not expect them to stay around that long, but they were commentating on Yejun and Bamby's gameplay, and with everybody, like, the stuff that everybody was saying ended up being so similar to what we were talking about when we were playing it, and I was getting weirded out because I was like, I didn't know that so much stuff was going to be this relevant.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
The whole dynamic, though, of that whole section worked out so perfectly, because at first when they were starting to play, I was like, oh wow, we were both like, oh wow, they're like not really saying anything. Like, they're being so silent. And then the scare happened, and yeah, me too with the scare. I was like, I thought that one of them was screaming.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what is happening? And then I didn't think that Hamin and Noah were going to stay around either, but they did, and they were commentating, and so it was really good, and it was really funny. But then also, if we're going to spoil the, progress that they made, Noah and Hamin actually completed the second level for them after some time of attempting that. And so then Bamby and Yejun got to try out the third level, which we did when we played it.
Yeah.
And we hadn't seen yet. And we were so happy that we did level 2 faster than the first group did level 2. But then Bamby and Yejun absolutely owned in level 3. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And then the timing of the episode overall, like the live stream overall, was so perfect.
Yeah.
So like the whole way it played out was like, wow, this is great.
Yeah, that's true. I think that they just got a bit lucky, though, with that one spot that we were stuck on for so long.
I think that the cat absolutely should have hit them. I think if the cat had hit them, then they wouldn't have had the beginner's luck pathing. Because, the first time we went through and we were like, fine. Yeah, so I do think that they got lucky, and because they were way worse than we were with level 1. Like, we did level 1 way faster. So it was just really fun. It was so fun to see, like, it is really fun to play a game and see other people play a game that you also played. And, like, we got to play some of it after we heard them struggle about it. And then we got to see them play some of it after we had already struggled with it. Mm-hmm. So it was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun and really, like, just really random. I love when they play a game where I'm just like, where did you guys, like, get this from? Like, how did you, like, why did you decide to play this, but why is it so perfect?
Yeah. Well, I would like to talk about one more live stream today that is from May 27th, 2026, and it was Yejun, Bamby, and Hamin, and they were...
I'm just remembering a part of it.
Oh, okay.
Like, it just came to me.
For the most part, they were playing a horror game.
Yes. And that's why I was laughing, because I was like, remembering that they played the horror game, but I didn't remember until just now how Yejun was like scared about like a certain point or something, but like he kept being scared. Like, wasn't that happening where it's like the thing would happen and he was scared again?
Yeah. And it was so something funny. Like so simple.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's funny when they play horror games. There was another scare in this one, right?
Yes.
With the little, like, wraith sort of, prop that they used. So that was funny. But I don't know. I kind of just jumped in because I was laughing about that part already. But there was a part before the scary game.
Yeah, there was a part before that they were doing like Oppa, like ways
Lessons?
Yeah, like ways to be an Oppa lessons or whatever. It's just the concept of that. Like, why are we doing this?
The
That was
concept,
kind of funny.
yeah, the concept was funny, and I think that this was the one, right, where Hamin, it seemed like he's literally just like looking for another opportunity to sing Trot. Like, is that one where he sang Trot?
Oh, I thought
Or
they
like
sang an
Trot
EXO song.
adjacent? Oh, I thought they sang more than one song.
I don't remember.
Well, he sang Trot in something recently, and I'm like, any time he gets the chance.
Yeah. But it was fun. I do need to talk about the marigold references that keep happening, because it happened in that stream, and there was another one that we had watched recently where you were like, didn't they just ask about that in something else? And I know that in the like most recent streams that have been happening that we haven't actually had a chance to watch yet, but I've seen in like, the pictures and stuff like that, that there keeps being the marigold reference and like the sixth summer references. So hello, pay attention. What's going on? I'm intrigued.
I think they're gonna have another Japanese comeback, because that's what I thought when they were doing the Japanese live stream. I was like, oh, are they like gearing up to like have a Japanese comeback? But then they were like, oh, it's the first anniversary of our Japanese debut. And then I was like, oh, the concept, it's really popular right now. And I'm like, it's probably just that. But no, now that you're bringing up the flower and like the sixth summer is like so Japanese coded, I bet they're doing another Japanese comeback.
Could be. I don't know. We'll have to stay tuned.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one little song probably. Like, they can just do one little song.
Oh my god. But I also want to talk about when they were playing the game. I don't remember what the game was called, sorry. But the part that was close to the end when there were the ducks.
Yeah.
How Yejun just started talking about wanting to eat the ducks. It's kind of crazy.
That's the part that stands out to me too. They just keep talking about duck like as a food dish for the whole rest of the time.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. But once again, a good line. Like, we should watch more lives with that line. But I mean, like all the lines, am I right?
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
Yeah. So that's really all, I think, for today.
Yeah, we have a few others that we could bring up, but we're gonna leave it to those ones because those are all in kind of the same time frame chunk. So you'll have to wait to hear our thoughts on some of the other ones that we've seen.
Yes. But if you did enjoy this episode, you can please like it wherever you're listening and leave us a comment and let us know maybe your favorite moments from the lives that we talked about or something like that. And subscribe to BlushCat on YouTube. Turn on notifications. You don't want to miss any of our amazing content. And remember to stay meowing.
Make sure to go over to my channel to check out our Playing Games series. Mimi is featured in multiple videos, and I've played Walk the Stork. I played Star Shard Rush. We've got a lot. A few. Thank you guys for listening.
This has been Mimi
and me. Bye.
Meow 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 meow.